Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a slow, calm, relaxing breath, a feeling of resourcefulness. And as you exhale, just get a sense that any tension, stress, or worries are starting to leave your body in that outward breath. Breathe in deeper than you normally would, activating your diaphragm as you use the power of your imagination to imagine a bright, white, vibrant light of worthiness and self-acceptance. As you imagine breathing in, imagine that bright white light going in through your nose, filling your lungs all the way down into the diaphragm. And I want you to scan your body for any feelings of insecurities. Feel them being released. And as you breathe out, just imagine those insecurities leaving your body as a dark, shadowy substance that feels like it's leaving your body in that outward breath. Breathing in relaxation, exhaling tension. Breathing in a feeling of worthiness and self-acceptance, and breathing out any echoes of insecurities. The deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine being a small child at a time when you were being read a fairy tale. And maybe it was just before you drifted off to sleep, and maybe it was in a classroom or a library. But when you can recall the time of being read a story, let me know by nodding your head. And I wonder if you can go back to that place. A place when you were safe and relaxed. And I wonder if you could imagine what it would be like to have someone open up a dusty old fairy tale. A fairy tale about a kingdom, a castle, a prince and a princess. And just them telling you about this wonderful kingdom starts to have you imagining a kingdom within your imagination. And I want you to imagine being in a fairy tale castle, walking down concrete spiral stairs. As I count down from 10 to 1, I want you to imagine what it would be like to walk down those fairy tale stairs. All the way down. 10, just taking another step down the staircase, feeling deeper and deeper relaxed. 9, just releasing tension around your jaw and your neck as you continue down the staircase. 8, arms just feeling limp, loose and heavy. 7, feeling deeper and deeper relaxed. And this is a safe castle in a safe kingdom. And continue to go down the spiral staircase 6 becomes 5, and 5 becomes 4. Keep going down and deeper down into that staircase within your imagination. 3 and then 2. And as you get to the bottom of the staircase, I want you to see what looks like a friendly old wizard with the same fairy tale. And just imagine a cozy chair nearby, and it's now the friendly wizard telling you a story. So just imagine making yourself comfortable in a room in a fairy tale castle, about to listen to a story. But the story isn't about you. The story is just a fairy tale. Once upon a time, in a kingdom surrounded by tall, whispering forests and sparkling rivers, there lived a princess named Elara. And she was known far and wide for her breathtaking beauty. Her skin was as smooth as porcelain, her hair as golden as the sun, and her eyes gleamed like precious gems. Everyone who saw her was captivated, and none more so than Prince Adrian, her charming husband. And though they were deeply in love, Elara's heart was heavy with fears. Every day, she would stare into the mirror, obsessing about the tiniest imperfections, imaginary wrinkles, barely noticeable lines. She feared aging, losing her beauty, and worst of all, she feared that Adrian would stop loving her if her beauty ever faded. And one dark evening, as Arara prepared for bed, an eerie mist filled the room, and a chilling voice whispered from the shadows. It was the evil witch, Morwenna, who had long been envious of Elara's beauty and her joyful life with the prince. "Since you value so much value on your looks," Morwenna sneered, "let's see how you fare without them." And with a cruel wave of her hand, Morwenna placed a curse on the princess. The next morning, Elara awoke to find her reflection twisted and grotesque. Her once flawless skin was wrinkled and covered in warts. Her teeth were crooked and yellow, and her body was marred with cellulite. She let out a gasp of horror. And despite Elara crying, there was no sympathy from the witch. And desperate, she tried everything to undo the curse. She applied every cream and potion in the land, wore layers of makeup, and wrapped herself in luxurious clothes. But nothing worked. Each morning she just woke in the same way as before, and if not worse. As days turned into weeks, Elara became despondent. She locked herself away in her room, afraid to be seen, sure that Prince Adrian would recoil in disgust. But to her surprise, Adrian stood by her side. "My dearest Arara," he said gently, "it was your beauty that caught my eye, but it was your heart, your kindness, your laughter that made me fall in love with you. Those are the things that truly matter." Elara, still gripped by her own insecurities, couldn't yet believe his words. But with time, something within her began to shift. She began to focus less on what she looked like and more on how she felt. She started to care for herself in new ways, tending to her soul rather than her skin. She read books she loved, laughed with her friends, and took long walks in the garden, enjoying the simple pleasures of life. Slowly, Elara learned to accept herself as she was. She stood before the mirror one morning and, for the first time, smiled. Though her reflection was still distorted, she saw a beauty in herself that no curse could take away. Her strength, her compassion, her joy. The moment she embraced this new self-love, something magical happened. A warmth spread through her body, and when she looked again, she saw not the warts and wrinkles, but her true, radiant self glowing from within. And though her outer appearance hadn't changed, Elara felt beautiful, more beautiful than she ever had. And the next morning, Elara woke up to find that the curse had lifted. Her youthful beauty had returned, but now it was no longer her obsession. She had gained something far more precious, a deep love and acceptance for who she was beyond appearances. And from that day forward, Elara still cared for her appearance, but not out of fear or anxiety. She dressed herself and wore makeup out of love and appreciation for the body she had, not because she needed it to feel worthy. And in that newfound confidence, she shone brighter than ever. Prince Adrian, as always, stood by her side, his love unwavering. "You were always beautiful, Elara," he whispered, "but now you are truly radiant." I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine stepping into the body of Elara, feeling that level of self-love and self-acceptance. As you relax deeper, you begin to recognize that true beauty comes from the way you love and accept yourself. And with every breath you take, you feel a growing sense of warmth, filling you with the knowledge that you can accept yourself exactly as you are. Each time you look in the mirror, you notice more than just your reflection. You see all of your qualities radiating from within. In this peaceful state, you realize that beauty is not something you chase. It's something you already possess in every moment. That you could imagine that no matter how you look, your value is unwavering, and you begin to accept your uniqueness, knowing that any imperfections only add to the beauty that makes you one of a kind. As your mind becomes clearer, start to release old worries and see yourself through the eyes of love, knowing that you are enough, that you can do makeup, dress well, but you're doing it through choice, not necessity. And the more you embrace who you truly are, the more others are drawn to the light that shines from deep within. And each day, as you nurture yourself with love and kindness, you feel more confident, more radiant, and more beautiful. That you set a new standard. That you will only work on yourself from a place of self-love and self-acceptance, and never feeding the monster of anxiety. If anxiety is goading you to change how you look, you will refuse. If it comes from a place of kindness and self-love, then you can enjoy being the very best version of you. As you let go of judgment and self-criticism, you begin to appreciate the way your body supports you, honoring it with gratitude. So with every breath, allow a deeper level of self-acceptance to fill your heart, creating a powerful sense of inner peace. And the more you connect with your true self, the more confident and radiant you feel, effortlessly exuding beauty from within. And you are free to express your beauty in any way that feels authentic, knowing that the world sees your unique qualities that are way deeper than skin deep. And every day as you move through life, you feel more aligned with your true self, radiant, loved, and beautiful in every way. As you start to feel that the voice of anxiety is a voice that keeps you trapped, allow that voice to be replaced with a voice full of kindness, self-acceptance, and self-love. That you may end up doing exactly the same things, but from a different energy and a different motive. So breathe in that wonderful feeling of self-acceptance. And as you leave the body of that princess, find yourself being a child in a castle, hearing a friendly wizard end the fairy tale by telling you that Elara and Adrian lived happily ever after. Feel a sense of contentment. And as you walk up that concrete staircase, feel like you're returning to the present moment. Perhaps with a new perspective and a new way of communicating with yourself. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, connect fully into the present moment as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.